Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do stuff. I didn't tell you to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the binary, hello and welcome. I'm Kristi, and this is the stream. It's the Monday stream. We're gonna finish up, I think, Doom. We only have the 2 levels left, and I'm prepared to go a little bit longer. If we're close to the end and aren't quite there yet. I'll talk more about that in a second. Here's another thing I want to talk to you about first, because this is more important. That Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives matter, that the lives of people of color matter. Protests are ongoing, renewed here in this country, in the United States, and across the world. And we are in the middle of a massive civil rights movement. If you have spare time, money, or energy here in 2020, we ask that you please find a way to contribute in whatever way you possibly can. If you bang donate in chat, there will be some links to places that we feel are good to donate to. We have been recommending those for a while now. If you bang Taylor in chat, you'll find links specifically to help people directly affected by the death and subsequent I don't know what words to use. Anything feels like cheapening it. I'm just going to read what I wrote because that's apparently better. Some links specifically to help those directly affected by the death of Breonna Taylor and the subsequent lack of her killer's indictment. Please find some way to help protesters local to your area. Please find some way to give to this movement. No one should have to protest for basic civil rights, but we're here. Let's do this. That's that. It always feels weird transitioning, but here we go. I have some experience in transitioning. I just realized I haven't plugged my controller in. Here we go. So, let's talk about Doom while I figure out which way up this fucking plug needs to go. There it is. So, Doom 2016. We're right at the tail end of it. I'm going to click the button that brings up Doom, which means that here in a second you're going to get the very loud splash screens. We're right at the end of the thing. We have one more level on Mars. We have one more level in Hell. If you'll remember from the... Oh, here comes the splash screens. Audio warning. Or not, you're just going to be a black screen for a bit. I'm afraid to talk because I feel like the second I talk, it's going to pop up the things and be super loud. I guess I'll just do the recap. So if you'll remember last time, we were sent back into Hell to Titan's Realm to get the Crucible, a thing which can completely seal off the realms of Hell. We got that. We had to kill a couple Hell Knights to do it. It was... Oh, here we go. Chugging a little bit. We still got one more. Okay. I don't understand why the eye catches need to be so goddamn loud. We had to fight a few Hell Knights, but we got the Crucible. We also ran into some Green Knights. That was interesting. Alice has a little bit to say about them, or I presume she will when she comes back. She's gonna be joining me on commentary like she has been, but she's wrapping up her shower right now, so For just this minute, it's gonna be me. Oh, I can drop my keyboard. I don't have to have that on my lap anymore. Get out of here, keyboard. That's right, I play first-person shooters with a controller the way God intended. Oh, I should hit the button that lets you, see the video game, eh? That'd be good. That'd be good if you could see the video game I'm playing. I guess I could just describe it to you. But that seems wrong. Hi Alma, hi Badroad, hi Andy, hi Mox, hi Xenon. Hello everyone else in chat. Thank you so much for dropping in. Badroad says, if I remember my Arthurian legends correctly, Green Knights can't be killed by decapitation. Good to know. Ooh, I like it, a gaming podcast. No one's ever done this thing. I just subscribed. Oh. I'm breaking new ground here. It's a real first. I'm glad you're all here with me as I tackle this brave new horizon. Vigorous. Try that again. Brain, get the tongue in order. Jesus Christ. Vega Central Processing. You reclaimed the Crucible and are returning to Mars. You must close the well, the power source of the Hell Portal on Mars. To do this, you will have to make one last Hell jump. Samuel has a plan to send you back to the well's location. He will need your assistance to carry it out. I mean, we're gonna do what he's asking because it furthers our goals with the demon punching and all. Still don't like the man. Why can't Samuel just do any of this junk himself? Because he's a wiener.
And with it, the means to contain the power of the well.
Mm-hmm.
We have a plan to send you there.
Good. I'm glad you have a plan.
Walk you through the process.
Okay. Close the well. Nice and simple. Grab that drill. No, drill's just gonna... Did not expect me to interact with that drill, I guess. Samuel is not a demon-punching man and a half. That's true. Oh. Look at all the, it's like most of a dude. There's a thing over here, though. Just gonna head out, I guess. Now it's Slime Rancher. Don't put that evil on Slime Rancher. I've been playing a lot of fucking Slime Rancher over the last couple days.
My primary operating facility.
Oh.
It is where I was created and where my core processing unit is maintained. It takes approximately 2.4 terawatts of power to sustain my operational capabilities, but it has been decided that we can use that power to send you to the source of the portal. I will not survive the procedure and am unable to self-terminate, so I will walk you through the process. All interior and exterior facility doors have been secured. You will need to begin by finding a way in and disabling the security systems.
So we're gonna have to shut down Vega. We're not kind to our robot friends in this game. If Samuel's a robot, though, it seems like he could just install an Imperial buttload of weapons. Yeah, I guess he doesn't think he has time, especially since he's got us, his fail-safe, advanced, fast hand finger wizard masterclass in demon punching. Oop. Just gonna fall down there. That's fine. That's how that's supposed to look. Don't like that. I also like Slime Rancher. I've heard of Slime Rancher. Oh, why does one ranch slimes? Yeah, because they're good friends that give you crystals. And then you can sell the crystals for money. And then you can use the money to upgrade your ranch so that your squidgy friends are happier. It's nice in there. It's just sort of calming. It's just kind of, especially now, they've fixed a lot of stuff with Slime Rancher over the course of the last few... Get out of here. Over the course of the last few updates. They've got a mode now to get rid of the primary antagonist, so it's much more chill of an experience, which is good because it was really way the fuck out of control. If I was an AI and was not designed to survive a breaker trick thing, I for one would be going all Roko's Basilisk on the designers. Yeah, I think Vega doesn't have enough control over the stuff. Because, Samuel wouldn't really give anybody... Oh, I gotta go down. That's a hatch I was standing on.
These systems operate on two separate neural networks that terminate in this maintenance facility.
Mm-hmm.
Each termination point is protected by an electrified field, but you should survive the surge.
Should, you say, survive the surge. Well... Doesn't Roko's Basilisk require us to accept the premise that a sufficiently detailed simulation of one's mind is indistinguishable from one's mind? I don't know. I believe you. I have to be quiet for a moment because Alice is back and has to turn on Mumble. Oh, I'm not in Mumble. That's true. Let me get in Mumble. That way you'll be able to hear Alice when Alice is in Mumble. Yeah, not being in Mumble isn't good for hearing Mumble. There we go. There's some noises. You should be...
You should probably be quiet while you're starting it, though, or it's... Oh, wait, never mind. We've been over this. Doesn't matter. Because you don't... The stream doesn't need to hear you in Mumble.
Yeah. Alright, let's have a power surge, I guess.
So, sorry I'm a half hour late. I had to spend half an hour opening the drain again after baiting.
I did almost nothing because I was, busy both playing Slime Rancher and watching Alma play Mighty Number 9.
Uh-huh. Hey, baby.
We have a plumbist coming.
Thank God.
Yeah, either late tomorrow or very early Wednesday. So our plumbing troubles will be over, which is nice.
Hi, Xenon and Bad Road. The amount of physical labor I've had to put in on this drain and just since last night is very frustrating. I really like the Revenants in this game.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I like them all, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
A plumbist is the superlative form of plumber, yes. They're the best one. Because if I was gonna invite someone who plumbs over to my home, I only want the best. Obviously.
It's a me, Mario.
Let's get rid of you, because I hate seeing you.
I don't mind plumbing when it's something minor. But when it's a mainline clog that's roots and etc., that becomes less minor.
It just becomes really hard to handle, like counting crows.
Hello, a bad road. It is I, Charles the Martinet.
I also don't heck with electrical, but not hecking with it doesn't frustrate me. Plumbing can make you miserable simply by not working. Yeah, we've been, it's fine. For a given value of fine. It has been frustrating, but the frustration's almost over.
Mm-hmm.
So Alice, you missed the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Where we came back to Mars, and Samuel told us that we were going to use Vega's power source to power us into one last hell jump.
Wouldn't that kill Vega?
It would. Vega's not very happy about that.
Yeah, that's not very cool.
It's not super cool of them, no.
So, how is this whole base being operated by a GPU from 2015? That seems irresponsible.
This will accelerate the destabilization process.
Alright, Vega has also been tasked with walking us through the process of dismantling it, which is just a whole thing.
But for real, I don't think AMD is going to start using this branding when we get to Mars. Because this is branding they've already abandoned here in 2020.
Yeah, but they couldn't have possibly known that their thing was going to be obsolete 4 years later.
Of course not. That's not something that happens to literally every chip.
There we go.
Claptrap is my favorite. Claptrap is the best.
Now I remember the very similar scene in the Borderlands pre-sequel and got smad. Oh no. Oh, alright.
Claptrap is puppy, especially if you play the pre-sequel and see what happened.
You mean how he went from
He's such a sweet baby.
Cyborg Ninja Killer Assassin to whatever the fuck he is now?
No, he was a sweet baby in the pre-sequel.
Oh no.
He was never intended to be anything but. And then Jack happened.
Fucking Jack. He's just the worst.
He really is. He's also not so secretly based on Randy Pitchford.
The only thing he doesn't do is sleight of hand magic.
I think he might mention it at some point is the thing.
Oh, it's more chainsaw. I can go down that way. Do I want to go down that way? Get.
He certainly works as a villain, but he works frustratingly well to the point that it actually makes you, like, feel bad to play the game. That is effective writing, I'll say that, but maybe a bit too effective.
Oh, that's a lot of pinks. Don't like it. Let's do something bigger. Honestly, just going from the Claptraps in Borderlands 1, who are regularly a thing you rescued, and then the DLC, where they kind of did an uprising, left Claptrap as the last of his kind, and now he's low-key one of the most tragic characters in a story just chock-a-block full of tragic characters.
Like, there is legitimately great writing in Borderlands, and I hate that they have to be associated with the rest of it. Like, there's people who clearly give a shit in that series.
That series made Mikey Newman quit games.
I don't know who that is.
He was the lead writer for Borderlands 1 and co-lead writer for Borderlands 2.
Oh, okay.
And now he does YouTube videos about movies.
After working with Randy Pitchford, I understand completely.
Like, that jumped into my mind because, like, I just recently saw, I was watching some old Loading Ready Run videos. I just need to, yeah, do that. Sorry. Just gonna go ahead and solve some problems. I saw a Loading Ready Run, like, loading time where they were, like, being asked to help introduce the new Desert Bus VR that Gearbox is making.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Randy Pitchford looks like a slug, obviously. And they're, like, talking with Mikey Newman backstage, who they knew from other stuff, and it's like, they were like, yeah, that was kind of a weird, frantic thing to try and deal with all at once, and he just kind of looks fraught and says, yeah, welcome to Gearbox E3 show. It's like, oh no.
Oh yeah, Desert Bus VR came out a little while ago. It's nothing.
It's exactly the, this is, let's take the secret way then.
It's exactly what you think of when you think of Desert Bus VR, that being nothing.
Welcome an upgrade point game.
Like, the only thing added is that people can sit on the bus with you in multiplayer mode.
Oh yeah, that's true. Which is kind of rad. Like, in terms of... Okay, well, that went well. Just, like, in terms of upgrades you can presumably make, that's a pretty good one.
Mm.
They were so busy thinking about whether or not they could, they never stopped to think about whether or not they should.
No security clearance required.
Oh.
Fucking, it's a very faithful remake on the same level
Sorry,
of
bud.
Shadow of the Colossus. Wow, I can't even talk straight. But it was a good joke.
The soda is just called Bubbles. It is.
Access granted.
Cake. What's up this way? No, this is how we were supposed to get there. F.
Access granted.
Oh, I just saw a thing pop up. I don't enjoy that. It's just waiting for me.
It's a large meeple.
It's a large meeple. It's twice as big as the regular meeples.
And counts for 2 meeples when scoring.
Mm-hmm. Is that the thing? I think that's not the thing.
Hmm?
I went down the hatch because I thought it was like the secret way to get where we're going.
Oh, I thought you were asking if I had Big Meeple's rules straight.
Is that how big meeple goes?
Yeah, when scoring a city, it counts for 2 meeples. Carcassonne VR. I mean, board game simulator. Or tabletop simulator has a VR mode. So you can play basically any tabletop game in VR.
It's got a heel bone in it. Actually move this one?
That's a spicy Mia Paula.
Wow, this goes down pretty far.
Early tests of Vega's protoplasmic circuitry showed temperatures exceeding 1.2 megakelvins, 173 times hotter than the surface of the sun. To contain this heat, a massive supercooled structure was built to house Vega's miles of circuitry and millions of processing centers.
Huh. Neat.
You are looking at the only absolute zero cooling system ever constructed. It appears to perfect.
More like meat,
Destroy each of
because
the
there's
four
flesh
cooling
everywhere.
generators. Once they are no longer functional, my primary systems should begin to melt down.
Oh, I don't want to melt Vega down.
I mean, Doom goes out of his way to not harm innocents.
Yeah.
Core temperature rising.
Meeple is a very, very old word, I'll say that. Because I've seen it on boxes from board games from, like, pre-war Germany.
Yeah, it's a,
Core temperature rising.
Oh, I've kind of clipped into that. Oh, no. Oh, that's no good.
Destroy it from the inside.
Oh, I hate that. I hate everything about that.
Oh no, it just keeps getting closer. Portmanteau of mini and people? I believe so, yes. Or miniature and people, I suppose. You know what? Let's just look this up.
That's a good idea while I'm busy racing for my life, Charlie Brown. Nah, lost it.
The very first result when I search for meeple on Google is, what is a meeple?
A miserable little pile of sawdust.
Blend of my plus people. Apparently, it's coined in November of 2000 by Alison Hansel. That can't be right, because I know I've seen it on very old boxes.
1. Core temperature rising.
Maybe I'm mistaken. It would be pretty difficult to copyright a people shape because it's a familiar shape and may not be considered an original work. It would be like trying to copyright a gingerbread man.
There we go. I think I just have one more. There it is. One of my thingies was perform 5 different finishing blows on imps. We got there. BRB copywriting gingerbreadman.
Yeah, apparently the word's only been around for the last 20 years. That doesn't sound right to me, but I suppose it's possible.
Possible. Here we go.
I don't know what a wave motion is. Apparently it was popular, judging by your reaction.
Ugh. Oh. Actually, I don't think I can clear this out. I think I just have to murder all these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here like, okay, well, I'll just clear out this wave, but I think that's not how it works.
Yeah, they keep respawning, because that's what the things are doing. That's what they're being used by the demons to power.
Well... Don't like that. Oh, it's above me. There it is.
Core temperature
Ow.
reaching critical levels.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it so bad.
I sure like how they keep clipping through you now. That didn't seem to happen as much earlier in the game. Why do games always tend to fall apart just a little bit more as they go on?
Time and budget constraints?
I guess, but these games aren't created, like, chronologically. They aren't created in the order you play them in. So it's wild to me that games always seem to get worse towards the endings. And this is minor, don't get me wrong. It just made me think about that.
I'm really glad I found the Berserk icon. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Rip and tear.
I'm throwing every piece of shit I can think of at him, Skipper. Hey, anyone else like the film Major League?
Oh, I was thinking of Gilligan's Island.
I was thinking of the film Major League. Starring Charlie Sheen. I mean, it was starring a lot of people. It was a like ensemble. It doesn't sound like there's a lot left. I think I took out all the big ones, so there's probably just like... and the one imp around here somewhere.
That's certainly part of it, Andy.
Endings tend to be where the most oh, there you are. Where the most mechanics are in play. So that's where the crunch factor starts to break down because narrowing scopes or shit happening all at once than in the earlier stages. That makes sense. I feel like that's a pretty valid read. There it is.
Where my core is located to complete this process.
I don't want to complete this process. Bigga.
Neither does Doom.
Yeah. There we go.
The train below will take you to the entrance.
Please jump upon the train.
Doom train!
For you to gain access
Woo,
to my
woo.
core, the demonic threat must be removed from the room ahead.
Uh-oh.
Time to suplex that shit. Andy, I think you mean Dia for Doom Friend.
No, our GF for good friend Doom.
The GFD or BFG.
I like GFD so much.
Mm-hmm. The GFD with his with Doom's BFG. BTF, which everyone knows means Doom Train Friend.
Yup, that's real. That's a real thing. Don't worry about it, and Super, don't look it up. God, there are just a lot of folks in here, huh? Oh, that's not it. No, that's all cheese.
Well, it's full of holes anyway. Down to friend, doomed to fuck. Born to born to die. World is a fuck.
Yeah, there it is.
I was trying to think of the damn phrase.
Just gonna pull out your parts. I need those parts. Sorry. Sucks to suck, I guess. Is my green thing ready again, or...?
The green thing's always ready. The green thing is Doom.
You might have thought Halo was the only green thing around, but no.
Master Chief is so clearly just Doom's design stolen. I don't really get how they got away with that. I guess the design is considered generic enough now.
Yeah, it's just like Doom was kind of a typical, archetypical space marine, which is what Master Chief also is, right?
Yeah, but that design wasn't super common at that point. Space Marines before that looked like Warhammer 40k or the guys from Aliens.
Just gonna stab you through the brain with your own skull. Okay, cool. No,
That doesn't seem physically possible.
that's just what the big demon kept saying.
As you stabbed him through the brain with his own skull.
Horns are part of the skull, right? I think horns are part of the skull.
I think it counts.
Crack your bones.
Big demon. Large demon counts for 2 demons when scoring.
You can use large demon to steal fields and castles.
And hell.
Do you say health or hell?
Hell.
Hell. Yeah, sure, you can use it to steal hell.
That's what Hayden was trying to do.
Steal hell? No, he was trying to siphon hell? I don't know if there's a difference, actually. Now that I've said it out loud like an asshole.
Hair or nails. Oh yeah, that's true. The horns might be keratinous. They might be bone horns, though.
There we go. I think we got there.
It depends on the creature. I do believe there are what's they're called? I do believe there are animals with bone horns. I mean, Hayden thought he was getting one over on the demons.
Yeah.
He is not as smart as he thinks.
Is it stealing hell if the demons told us how to do it? Yeah, no.
It is, though, because he thought that he was going to keep control of it and cut the demons out.
Yeah.
He was explicitly stealing.
And then it turned out
Or
that,
trying to.
and then it turned out he was wrong. He was like, "Oh no, my hubris. Well, I guess I have to unthaw that guy I found. Ah, shit. This is just turning into the worst day."
Hayden thinks he is the smartest, strongest man, is the thing. And he thinks he can keep control over everything no matter how many times he's proven wrong.
Like, literally, he installed a tether on our whole shit to try and make that happen, but
The only thing Hayden did right was keep Doom around, but not for the reasons he thought he was right for doing it.
We're probably about to get a bit of a cutscene.
I am listening.
Elevator scene.
Control of
Oh.
Well, I thought we were gonna fight a Scottish robot.
Once Vega's core is destroyed, the vacuum of energy will pull you
Any Xenoblade fans in the
your
audience?
destination set to the wells.
I don't know what that means.
Now use the crucible to power it down, and the portal here on Mars will be closed permanently. They will not allow access to the well without a fight. But I'm sure that's what you're
And then I'm gonna eat ya! No Xenoblade fans? That's okay. I'll probably stream it eventually. Then you'll be fans, because it's bloody amazing. It's got all these dramatic moments completely ruined by the voice acting, and it's beautiful.
Sure does suck in here.
Use the Suck Master.
Need to...
Macro Cyber Furry Demon. You mean Cyber Demon?
No,
yes.
That's probably at the end of this.
Oh, but we already fought Cyber Demon. Cyber Demon's pretty macro furry.
Yeah.
It's a big old goat.
The first game to use wooden men was Europa 1945 to 2030, published in 1998. It reviewed poorly, but meant when Kakarsarin was published in early 2000, there was a glut of cheaply manufactured colorful tokens for a game that needed lots of colorful tokens.
Makes sense.
We'll probably find another Cyber Demon.
Yeah, I think there's a couple more Cyber Demons as you go.
Initiate core destruction.
Watch Doom hesitate. There you go. See? Doom does not want to harm innocents, period.
Nope. Doom made a backup. And now we're on the last one here in Argent de Nur. By destroying Vega, you've created a portal directly into the heart of Hell. Now you must find your way to the source of the UAC's power, known as the Well. The Crucible will allow you to absorb and contain the energy of the Well for good. I will say I like the fact that it's just called shit. As opposed to Final Fantasy, where they've made up 8 new words that all sound like each other.
I mean, it's Final Fantasy, but it's in the name.
Close the well.
All fantasy makes up words. It's kind of the genre.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We have points we can equip. Or spend, rather. Actually, I think we've... No, not quite. Need to do something with stuns for that. We've never used mobile turret deploying once.
And in Final Fantasy, there's no music called Jizz.
I mean, you're right when you say that. It makes me feel bad in my heart, but you're not wrong. That's a Star Wars thing? Yeah, that's the music that they play in, like, the cantina.
It's never mentioned in the movies, but George Lucas sure is proud of it. That doesn't mean anything, right? Jizz? You'd tell me if that meant anything.
No, it's fine. You were going to name a character Darth Insanius. I don't have space for you, George. Just keep the checks on coming. So nice place they got here. Oh, look, you can see the little demons frolicking back there. Good for them.
Frolicking demons. Everyone's favorite.
Who's gonna be Darth Insanius? So, this is a story that the devs for... what was it called? It was a game for Force Unleashed, where they like had George Lucas in the thing for a day, and they were just kind of talking with him about story stuff, and they were like, "Hey, could you come up with like some Sith names for us?" He was like, oh yeah, like Darth Icky and Darth Insanius.
Oh my god, I'm reading these names as you're saying them.
Yeah. I don't think he's a good writer of films, it turns out. He had some very solid people surrounding him.
I mean, he called the villain from the Phantom Menace Darth Maul because he figured he could punch people.
He doesn't punch anybody.
Right?
Oh god, this is so much stuff.
Darth Icky. That's incredible.
Uh-huh. Good. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darth Icky, because he's gross.
Just so... It's
Ew.
face full of pinky. Let me rephrase that. Okay. So now we're just gonna start out with the big green gun. Because we need to start using all of the tools at our disposal, otherwise we have no chance to survive.
Better make your time.
We will make our time. Just a lot of them is the thing. There's a lot of dudes out here. Big redacted gun. That's a good achievement.
That is a good achievement. Is it Bad Road's birthday?
Is it Bad Road's birthday? Happy birthday? Jesus. Oh, that's so many summoners. Why are there so many at once? Who allowed this?
Wasn't me. Happy birthday, Bad Road.
Okay. You're just gonna eat that real quick.
I had some chunky salsa the other day, and then I regretted it the next day.
Was it too chunky?
No, it was too salty. My insides can't always take what my tongue desires.
It's Bad Road Day, so as per tradition, everyone gets to say one terrible pun free of charge. Huh. Oh, there's a berserk icon up here.
Oh, that would have been quicker, huh?
Yeah. Ah, dang.
Well, rip and tear till it's done if you can.
Woof, 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 woof. Woof, 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 woof. Woof.
Oh, by the way, the Eternals, who I keep forgetting the fucking names of, are called the Vadrigar.
The Vadrigar.
Also, in Quake 3 Revolution, you get to fight one at the end, which I never knew.
It just occurred to me, how are Doom's demons generated? Do they reproduce like life on Earth?
I don't think that's ever gone into.
It doesn't sound right.
I think they're like summoned from the ether, judging by all the ritual spots everywhere.
Okay, I can't get
Like-
back up there.
Like they do these summoning rituals to create more demons. But yeah, the Vadrugar are great, because apparently they're just bat people.
Oh, hey, I like bad people.
You know how the big rule in horror movies is don't show the monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vadrugar are not very scary once you see them. They're kind of cute.
Here's this way we can go.
But I am assuming that Doom Eternal starts shortly after Doom has beat the shit out of a Vadrugar to win his freedom. Because in Quake 3 Revolution, that is the plot. You have to defeat a Vadrugar to win your freedom from the arena.
You've seen the, like, very, very intro of Doom Eternal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the thing that happens?
I've only seen the part where he's on the ship. There's something before that?
Maybe?
Oh,
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, and so I will be quiet.
okay.
Because you're going to play that game, and I don't want to fuck with that. Thank you. I now know about the environment of Argentinier. Here are these buttholes.
And now for your final test. You must beat the shit out of something. And Doom is like, I got this. I think it's more like, now for your final test, Doom. You must kill the demons.
And it's like... I've literally never wanted to do anything more in my life. Just gonna... Oh, is that gonna put me out over the sea cliff?
I think it stops that from happening, or it's supposed to.
I would like it if it did. Fuck. I need to find a better gun to use.
It's more the Surge 2 than the Surge. The Surge 1, I remember watching Sue play through that, and like, the entire
All
thing
the way
is
back
tiny,
up
narrow
here.
bridges over bottomless pits, and there's nothing stopping you from falling off, and every attack causes you to move in a random direction. It's just awful. It had some of maybe the worst level design I have ever seen in any game. There isn't a Surge 2, he just doesn't exist in the other world. Wow, that's a Chrono Cross reach, Bad Road. But there was a Surge 2, right? He died as a baby. I thought that was the thing. Like, his grave exists and everything.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, when you first teleport
Oh,
across
okay.
at the beginning of the game, you find Surge's grave.
Oh, there we go.
And that's why everyone is so furious when you introduce yourself as Surge. Not to be confused with Surge Tankian, lead singer of System of a Down.
I was gonna... Because I didn't know that this was a Chrono Cross thing. I had thought you meant Surge Tankian, and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, he doesn't exist in the opposite world either. He only exists in a singular timeline.
There's no Surge Tankian in the Upside Down.
Nope.
Fucking... fine.
Yeah, no two people in the world have the same name. It's why no one has surnames either.
I'm just not even gonna worry about glory kills for these and just light them up with the power of chain gun. There you are. I like how it kind of slid around the corner like, hey, buddy. We going to church or what? Just turn them into powder. Exactly, with the power and also the honor of Grayskull. It's another secret path. Another secret plot deep. Wow, I probably shouldn't have made that reference. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Does that mean Robo's last name is also Ash Tier?
No, Robo's last name is Tesla.
Robo Tesla. Gotcha. Hopefully named for Nikola Tesla and not for the other guy.
Yeah. This is a different Robo that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I presume. I'm talking about Atomic Robo from the comic book Atomic Robo.
Maybe they're related.
They might be related. You never know. Robo also does a lot of time fuckery, so... I like how now that we're like near the end of all things, it's bangers only.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you're not hearing this music. Because,
I've heard the soundtrack, though.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Get down here.
A lot of it is covers of the original Doom soundtrack.
Yeah, but they're really good covers of the Doom soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was great music, even in just fucking rolling G32 MIDI.
It turns out that if you write good songs, it kind of doesn't matter what they're played on.
To a large extent, yes.
Just carve that roast beast. Actually, let's turn you into no longer my problem.
You want to see me turn this guy into no longer my problem?
Ta-da! The problem is gone.
No longer my problem.
Ever tell you how I got this problem? Daddy was a chain gun.
And a fiend! I've heard that words are futile devices. That sounds familiar.
I need to...
Oh! It's a Sufjan Stevens song.
Okay. Is that the person that I should listen to? I know the name enough from people whose opinions...
He writes very tragic music.
Sufjan Stevens, gay sad boy McBibleman.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a lot of my... Oh yeah. That's a lot of my boxes being ticked.
I like how the individual parts of that imp each went flying in different directions.
Oh yeah, they were way too close to me and my big gun.
Like, the jibbing in this game isn't completely random. You actually see their limbs.
Which... Oh, right, it's this way. We opened a We open a window. Oh, it's above me. That's why it felt weird. Oh, look at all
She's
these.
singing about God or being gay. Surprise! It's always both.
Oh, right. Here's
He's the one that that the cisheads go on YouTube and say, "I don't think he's gay."
So it's this now. Just gonna.
Let's just take this out of this rib cage.
Just gonna unlock your heart.
Kingdom Hearts is life. And there's a T-posing Doom. He wasn't quite T-posing, only half of him was.
I did bring my heart scooper.
The demon keys are something that shows Doom 64 as being
The canon.
the canon game rather than Doom 3. Because just referencing that means Doom 3 is something that happened. Because that's where the demon keys are from.
Must not be allowed to.
The one that cisheads go on YouTube and say, "I don't think he's gay," doesn't narrow it down a whole lot. Yeah, the comments for the Gorillaz song Trans, it's a lot of people saying, "Wow, I thought this song was going to be about feeling trans." But it sure isn't, because they listened to it and then didn't understand that, yes, it was.
So, if you're not trans and you listen to a song and then say it's not about feeling trans, you literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that song well enough to be able to give you an opinion on that matter.
I mean, I'm trans, or I'm not trans. The fuck is wrong with me tonight? I'm not trans, and I understood that it was precisely about being trans.
Ooh. Large honker. He's gonna mac that large honker. Okay. Time to make it done. Time to make the donuts. By donuts, I mean giblets. Every demon you see, just turn them into fucking powder.
Yeah, just turn them into Timbits. Just rip open that box and take all the pastries out of them. Just unwrap those Legos.
Just absolutely crack that pack.
Stick them in the barrel and stomp on them till you got some demon wine.
I'm sure I can get another one.
Go to the electronic sections and tell them you want that Sony Nintendo. Y'all got Mario for Xbox?
It's in that dang old name, and god dang it, some folks are just walk a week to get next door is the point. I know, right?
And I would walk 500 miles. I would walk 500 more to be the cishet who wound up right near the point, but right next door.
That's very good. It's a very good joke you did. Nope. Get down.
Andy did most of the work. I just put it to music.
I like 100 Gex YouTube comments because they're summed up by, if God hates the gays, then why are we winning? And the Beatles, how many Gex do they have? Jesus. No mercy over there, eh?
What's weird about the Beatles to me is that a lot of people who like the Beatles really like their shitty pop music instead of their actually good experimental stuff from later on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's camps of Beatles fans.
Mm-hmm. Who are the Beatles? Well, they are like the ants, except larger.
Yeah, the Beatles, they're basically like the band Adamant.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. Exactly the same thing.
Haven't bothered to listen to the Beatles except for a couple of the tracks. I mean, they've got some cool experimental rock that was really original at the time. And then they've got really shitty boy band pop, which was like their first few years in America.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, this might not be a cool thing to say. It's one of those things where they lived long enough to see themselves become the villain.
They certainly did fall apart. We were just a band, you know.
It's... what the fuck is, actually really recently listened to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and that slaps. Yeah, Pink Floyd's a very good band.
Mm-hmm. I was called a hipster for liking Pink Floyd, one of the most popular bands of the 70s. This is a real thing that happened.
Yeah. It turns out that if you like anything that isn't top 40, you're a hipster.
Yep. Like, top 40 now. Even if it used to be top 40, that's not good enough. Oh, those white crosswalk fucks. Yeah, the Beatles, those white crosswalk fucks.
The Beatles were, says Andy, the Beatles were simultaneously hated purely because they were beloved by teenage girls, and anything teenage girls love must be cast down loudly and always for some reason, but then they also became shit, and not just musically.
Fucking, yeah, you want to go for the middle of their career. But, the Beatles and Green Day both had about the same thing happen. Except Green Day didn't break down as publicly.
Ringo Starr still seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, Paul's still doing okay. His son also is doing music now.
He was... no, I'm thinking of Lennon.
John Lennon is very dead.
No, John Lennon's very dead, but his son is one of the members of the Gin Blossoms, a band that hasn't been relevant for a very long time. I think I mean the Gin Blossoms.
Julian Lennon.
Yeah.
And Sean Lennon had two sons. Wow, Julian Lennon looks exactly like John Lennon, except with shitty hair.
Actually, no, Rocky Raccoon, because Sean Burnett covers it a lot. I know Rocky Raccoon. It's a weird Western track.
Mm-hmm.
For, like, no reason.
It's a very odd little song.
Please. Just gonna go get all this health for no reason.
Now I am leaving Earth for no reason.
I, the big brain, am winning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking
That was
of
one of my favorite jokes in Futurama.
speaking of big brains, so hey, there's a boss at the end of this level. There's a monster at the end of this book, and it is a big brain spider. So I'm just letting everyone know, big brain spider coming up.
Okay.
We'll have more warning closer to it, but in case I forget, final boss is a big brain spider. Ow! Dang it, Pinky!
Yes, Pinky.
Just gonna turn you into juice. Hey, Alice. Did you see the news from today?
Come on, everybody, have I heard the news?
Yeah.
No.
There's a new Mouth album.
What, the Ragtime Mouth?
No, the Neil Cicierega Mouth.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, it's not. It's coming on the 30th, I think. But a trailer for it dropped today.
What's it called?
It's called Mouth Dreams.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it makes as much sense as anything else.
Wonderwall is still unironically one of my favorite comedy tracks.
Just very crunchy, a boy.
Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
And there's new football. Yeah, there's new, not new, but a sequel to 17776, which is incredible. I spent some time reading that earlier.
That story didn't appeal to me, but I'm glad it appealed to so many.
Yeah, I understand not enjoying it. I like, people say that they can't get into it because they can't get into sports, and I'm like, the sports are kind of...
Sports are arbitrary.
It's deeply ancillary to the thing.
The story has nothing to do with sports. Like, I just don't like the format or the writing style, and that's just me.
Yeah, and that's fine.
But the story is not about sports at all.
Thank you for banning that bot, Andy. I didn't finish it yet, but can I say something, please? You can always say something, Xenon. It reminds... No! 17776 is absolutely homestuck for sportier people.
I didn't like Homestuck either, so that's probably the thing. If the two are very similar, I didn't like either.
It's not that they're very similar, it's that they both want to do a lot of world building. Like, a lot of world building. It's like 80% world building. And there's a core, like... There's a core, like, premise happening, but for the most part, it's just an excuse for you to learn more about this space that you're now inhabiting.
Mm-hmm. No, I
and
get
it's
that.
Also it's also like a multi... Girl was about to say multi-orgasmic. That ain't the thing. A multimedia... like, experience.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that, Xenon. It's just that I was too old for Homestuck when it came out. And now I don't have the nostalgia for it that all the Homestucks have. I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and read comics about Dark Knights returning and shit when I was that age, so...
So you know how it goes.
I do, I understand. You need the nostalgia for these things to enjoy a lot of it, is the thing.
I think it's certainly... let's just... powder you out. Uh-oh. There we go. I only read like 4 acts of Homestuck. Oh, so you didn't even get like halfway through?
Isn't it like 685 acts or something?
No, it's not quite that. Don't worry about it.
Doesn't the entire series start over and loop at some point?
It doesn't loop. There's a thing that happens in the middle where, yeah, it goes from the beta kids to the alpha kids, and the alpha kids are the beta kids' parents from the first timeline, but the beta kids are the alpha kids' parents from the second timeline, because there was a problem with a multi-dimensional clone making machine. Homestuck's a lot, and I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not a lot.
I mean, the Ninja Turtles killed their main villain in the very first issue, so...
Alright.
Yeah, did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Shredder died in the very first fucking story in Ninja Turtles originally?
Yeah. He was big because he was like a marketable villain for a TV show.
I mean, there's returns of the Shredder and the long-reaching effects of the Shredder throughout even the original series. But Kevin Eastman said if we'd known how big Shredder was, how popular Shredder was going to be, we never would have killed him off in the first issue.
So we've released the Wraiths, and you'll notice that their specters are kind of hanging around this invitingly open mouth. I wanted to get a good close look because they do have the Doomslayer symbol on their chests.
Mm-hmm. Their armor's made of junk, and I love it.
Yeah. They were really trying. Also, I think this is where the brain spider comes in. Because we're just gonna...
That does look like it could be a brain spider.
We're just gonna jump right down into here.
Arachnophobics may want to look away.
Oh yeah, it's Olivia. Hi, Olivia. Oh, you're not having a good time, Olivia.
No, there's not much left of her at this point.
They promised her so much.
Also, you can literally see through her in spots.
Yeah, this is exactly where it is, so...
Podcast now.
Kristi Explains It All would make a banger web series. Like, I don't... Things. I don't know things.
Have y'all seen the attempt at a Smash Brothers stream that Katie and her did the other day?
Yeah, I uploaded that.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh, I
I don't
can't.
know, it's more crab if you ask me. It's only got 4 legs.
Oh, I can't lock onto it. Oh, okay, that's because I need to come up here and shoot it in the HP brain case. Got it. Ow!
Ugh, crab battle! She's being used as a fuel source for the brain crab.
Yeah.
Basically, the demons are using humans as a fuel source. How ironic! Only I have the brains to rule Lilac. God damn it.
Ow! This one hurts a lot.
Yes, it's like the Matrix. Now it is upside down. It has a turret on its crotch. Its neck crotch.
It's underneath.
It's upside down.
It's low stakes. Ugh. Yep.
Better knock the beef off the shelf, because the stakes are looking pretty high.
Okay, so I didn't realize that the
No pause for laughter.
that's a good. It's a good joke. I did that comic once. I remember so on MySpace, that'll tell you how long ago it was. I did a very brief webcomic called Shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
There's no record of its existence. I don't even have them anymore, but one was, I think I titled it Shitty Pun Hoedown, where it's just like a rectangle with a circle on top of it, like trying to reach up in a store to a box labeled steaks, saying, I am having difficulty reaching these steaks, for they are on the topmost shelf. And it's a bad joke. Or it's a good joke, but a bad comic. Let's, wait for the thing to pop up. Okay, well, it popped up.
It's okay, Andy. John at the bar is a friend of mine, and he gives me my puns for free.
Well, that's doing something. Uh-oh, gonna shoot it till it dies, I guess.
So this is just a classic Doom fight with a lot of circle strafing.
Yep. The same way that, what's his shit was? Cyber Demon.
Mm-hmm. Cyber Demon you literally beat in the same way as in the original game. Circle strafe around it and shoot it until it dies.
Yeah.
Hey, Riz.
Hi, Riz. Chain gun? Chain gun.
John at the bar is gonna get fired. Nah, I'm a VIP.
Oh, right. Chain gun overheats. Whoops.
Also, I may or may not be the piano man.
There we go. That's how we get some brain hits in. Uh-oh.
I want you to be able to just run up and fucking glory animation on that brain.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry. Oh no. I have to be up on the thing. Oh no, please get up on the thing. Ow. Okay. No, that's great. I love it. Got it halfway down. It wasn't the Cyber Demon I was thinking of.
Was it Brain Crab?
Was it Brain Crab? Because
that could be macro and furry. It is very large and also an anthropomorphic animal. Just railgun to the lobe.
Yep. Doing my best out here.
But Freakazoid, I don't want a railgun. Is it weird that one of the best representations of plurality on television is Freakazoid?
No. I don't think so. Because
I think it's strange.
I don't think it's good that that's the case. I don't think it's strange either, because what you're looking at in that case is something that TV doesn't have a good history with. And they don't... What the... okay. Well, that's not better.
Oh yeah, watch out. This whole place is set up to summon things.
We're almost there.
At least it's not a hyper furry demon in Eternal you're looking for. And yes, there is a difference.
And believe me, there is a difference.
Don't think this one's hyper unless it hides it very well.
Ooh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Oh, absolutely.
So we've dealt...
Most of its damage.
Yeah, Brain Crab is not having a fun time.
Brain Krieg.
Cheerleader, you listen to Brain Krieg?
Whoa! The Icon of Sin.
I think that's it.
Oh yeah, the Icon of Sin is basically Cyber Demon now.
Just put the
Rip
whole...
its face open.
Just put the whole BFG.
And that's only the 9K.
Just look at that really clean furrow right down the center mass.
Oh, it has little human arms.
So here's where we have another rather long cutscene.
Is it shaking its head or twerking? A little bit of both, I think.
You've won. It's over. You stopped the invasion and closed the portal. But it's come at a price. Argent, Vega, this entire operation. You see, I've watched your work. Come to understand your motivation. You think the only way is to kill them all, leave nothing behind. And you may be right. But we can't just shut it all down. Without Argent energy, it will be worse. I don't expect you to agree. But with this, we can continue our work.
Fuck.
I am not the villain in this story.
Yes, you are.
I do what I do because there is no choice.
Rerouting tether coordinates complete.
Our time is up. I can't kill you, but I won't have you standing in our way. Until we see each other again.
He has a Keyblade.
I'm mad that you said that.
He turned the Demon Key into a Keyblade.
Yep. So that's Doom.
And from here, presumably, Doom gets moved to the Vadrigar's Arena Eternal.
Yeah, so right at the end, we overheard rerouting tether coordinates, so we're being sent somewhere.
Somewhere that Hayden probably didn't intend, and that would be the Vadrigar intercepting.
Yeah. So we're just gonna watch these credits go for a little bit, and then I think we'll run an ad. Is that what we want to do?
Sure.